My wife poured a bottle of water on me, and I think I'm done. This happened 3 weeks ago, and I still can't get the feeling of that cold water running down my back out of my mind. We were making dinner together, just simple canned chili, nothing fancy. She asked me to chop some onions to add to it. I thought it was straightforward enough. I've chopped onions before. I'm not completely useless in the kitchen. I was standing at the counter, carefully cutting them up, trying to make sure they were decent size. She walked by to check on the chili and suddenly stopped. Her whole mood shifted instantly. What are you doing? Those are way too coarse. They're supposed to be much smaller than that. I looked down at what I'd done. They seemed fine to me, but I said, okay, I can fix it. She got more upset. No, you already ruined it. You put them in the pot already. The chili's messed up now. I tried explaining that they were just sitting on top. I could scoop them out easily with a spoon, cut them smaller, and put them back in. No big deal. But she just pushed me out of the way and grabbed the knife from my hand. I let go immediately. My self-esteem's been pretty much non-existent for a while now, so I just backed off. I started saying that I did exactly what she asked me to do, and if she'd wanted them added at the end as a garnish instead of during cooking, she should have just told me that. I wish I could do something, anything right for once. I walked to the bedroom, feeling pathetic. I'm 28 years old and apparently I can't even make canned chili correctly. I sat on the bed trying to stay out of her way so she could fix whatever I'd supposedly destroyed. A few minutes later, she brought dinner in on a tray. I was ready to just drop the whole thing and move on. We both ate quietly. She only finished about half of her food before taking it back to the kitchen. I apologized again multiple times, trying to smooth things over. She didn't respond, just stared at me with this look. So I tried to explain my side, that maybe the communication could have been clearer about exactly how she wanted those onions prepared and when to add them. That's when she cut me off. You're not listening to me. You keep interrupting. I genuinely didn't understand. I thought we were taking turns talking. I was desperately trying to stay calm, keeping my voice as quiet and level as possible. I told her as gently as I could that I would really appreciate it if she could be more specific about what she wants from me in the future. She snapped, just completely snapped. She grabbed the glass water bottle from the nightstand, and before I could react, she poured the entire thing directly over my head. I heard my own voice, almost like it was coming from someone else, quietly saying, "Please don't," as ice-cold water ran down my face, soaked through my shirt, down my back. She dropped the empty bottle on the floor where it rolled away, and she just walked out of the room. Water was everywhere. On me, on the bed, pooling on the floor, and I started crying. Really, really hard. Not just tears, but that kind of crying where you can barely breathe. My first instinct, even in that moment, was to start cleaning up. I grabbed towels and started wiping up the water, trying to get the blanket dry, soaking up the puddles. I tried so hard to be good. I tried so hard to stay calm and reasonable, and it got me absolutely nowhere. I grabbed my keys and headed for the door. As soon as she heard me leaving, she started crying too, yelling after me that I don't care about our relationship, that I'm abandoning her when things get hard. I stopped at the door and told her as calmly as I possibly could that I just needed to be alone for a little while. Then I left. I drove to the library parking lot and just sat there in my car for over an hour, shivering because my clothes were still damp and cold. She called me 7 times. I watched my phone light up over and over. I couldn't bring myself to answer. I haven't been okay since this happened. I know it probably seems stupid. It was just water, just an argument about onions. But this one incident pulled up every other bad thing she's done over the years. Things from when she was stressed about work, or dealing with family issues, or just having a bad day. The yelling, the insults, the times she's shoved me or thrown things. She's apologized for some of it. Other incidents she claims she doesn't even remember, which somehow makes it worse. It wasn't just emotional or verbal. There were physical things too. Things I've made excuses for because I love her and she said she'd change. But sitting there in that wet shirt, freezing and crying in a library parking lot, something broke in me. This wasn't about the onions. This was about everything. Every time I've tried to be enough and failed. Every time I've walked on eggshells and still ended up soaked or hurt or apologizing for existing. I don't think I can stay married anymore. Everything keeps bubbling up and I can't push it back down this time. Maybe I'm overreacting, I don't know. But I can't stop thinking about that cold water in her face and how small I felt. I just don't think I can do this anymore.